they find the perfect woman. And she must be beautiful. She must, because they looked all over the kingdom, she must be something special. Now, try to think in your mind another story that you have heard of, that they were looking all over the country for a beautiful woman. Okay, so I see people mouthing. Keep it in your mind for a minute. We'll see how it comes out later. Obviously, we're talking about, you know what? I don't want to say. Those who know, and those who don't will find out what story we're talking about. Okay, so they find this beautiful woman, Pasuk Daled, ve'anara yafa ad me'od. There's a dagesh, there's an emphasis on yofi. Now, we know that David HaMelech, in his heydays, back in Shmuel Bet, the guy liked women. I mean, let's face it, the guy had many. And unfortunately, also, we saw the great sin. We went through this when we learned Shmuel, what kind of sin it was with Batsheva. And Batsheva we'll see very soon as well. So he likes women. So, of course, the servants assume, let's find him another woman. He'll be able to take her as well. Vatehi lamelech sochenet. So this woman becomes a sochenet, some type of a servant. Vatesharteu ve'amelech lo yeda'a. What does it mean, ve'amelech lo yeda'a? The Melech did not sleep with this woman, Avishag. Right? Vayeda Avraham et ishto et Sarah ishto. The word yeda, yedi'ah in Tanakh is experiencing, but not experiencing culturally, or it's experiencing sexually. That's really what's going on here. Hu lo yeda'ah, with a dagesh on the hay. He didn't know her, which means he did not sleep with her. So already from the get-go, the first paragraph is telling a story, one that will unravel very soon. The servants were trying to find a pilegesh that he will sleep with, but David HaMelech doesn't want to sleep with her, just wants a mesharetet. Two possibilities. One, he's very, very old. He has no more koach. He's unable to perform. Or the other option is he doesn't want to. He might be able to, but he doesn't want to. Another question I want to ask is, where's his wives? I don't understand. Why does he need somebody? Why do the avadim, why do these servants want him to have a pilegesh when he has wives? What happened to them? Where's Batsheva? The one, the Hari, right, that he loved, that he had to have way back during the times of Uriah Hitti. Where is she? Why is she not here? What about his other wives? Where's Abigail? Where's everyone else? Note, he's only 70 years old. Did they pass away? Are they around? Where are they living? We're not told. And there's a reason we're not told, because we don't care about them. All we care about is these servants trying to get David to sleep with this pilegesh. They don't succeed, they fail. He doesn't sleep with them, and we'll find out very soon what plan they're devising, these avadim. Okay. The next paragraph, Pasuk Vav, Pasuk Hey, starts something brand new. As we mentioned, David is old. What happens when a king is old? What happens when a king is old? We want another king. We need to find a new king. So it could be that the first pasuk of Pasuk Aleph is not just telling us that he's old, weak himself personally, but telling us also it's time for somebody new. It's time for a Yerusha. It's time for the king to let us know who's going to reign after him. I mean, he's got a couple of sons. We want to know which son will be chosen to be the next king of Israel, Melech Israel. Here's a couple. Let's see who they're going to be. Pasuk Hey. Adoniyahu ben Chagit mitnase leimor ani emloch. Vayas lo rechev ufarashim v'chamishim ish ratzim lefanav. What does Adoniyahu? Who is Adoniyahu? Do you remember who Adoniyahu is? I'll tell you. Those who remember know that Adoniyahu is Amnon's brother. Amnon was the Bechor. After Amnon came Avshalom. Third in line is Adoniyahu. He's the oldest. So of course, historically, and in almost any other kingdom, the oldest is the one to take over. But don't forget, the Pasuk maintained and told us and taught us that David is old, fragile. He needs a concubine, he needs a pilegesh. Maybe he's not all there. Hence, Adoniyahu doesn't even wait for David or anybody else to say, you are now going to be an anointed king, but rather, he decides on his own to take the throne. And that is why it says, Ani emloch. I'm the one who wants to be king. I deserve to be king. I'm the oldest one. And what does he do? He doesn't even wait. Vayas lo rechev ufarashim. He takes an entire shayara in front of him. V'chamishim ish ratzim lefanav. Very, very similar to what Avshalom did way back then in Sefer Shmuel Bet, when he tried to take the throne away from David. So here too, the psukim are alluding to a son who's trying to snatch the melucha away from his father, from David. Amazing. Velo, the next pasuk is mind-boggling. Now try to figure out what's going on here. Velo atzavo aviv miyamav leimor מדוע ככה עשית, וגם הוא טוב תואר מאוד, ואותו ילדה אחרי אבשלום. Let's go back again. Let's see where we are in the scene. The oldest son wants to become king. He doesn't ask permission. He decides to take all the horses and go ahead and have a chariot and everything. The next pasuk is teaching us how David was as a father. I mean, don't forget. He was a king, he was a warrior, he was a general, but he was also a father. What do parents do when it comes to their children? Mechanech them. Chinuch. Parents are supposed to be mechanech, right? We learn that from many, many places in Shas and Poskim. In the Gemara and Kiddushin says, one of the most important roles that a parent has is to teach their kids, teach them Torah, teach them how to be good human beings, decent human beings, etc. But the next pasuk is telling us something about David. I'm reading it again, pasuk vav. Velo atzavo aviv miyamav leimor madua kacha asita. Let's stop there in the etnachta. The pasuk is saying, David HaMelech failed to educate, to be mechanech his son. He never asked him, why did you do this? Why don't you do something else? Madua asita kacha. He never had to give a din b'cheshbon to his father. Adoniyahu did anything you want. And it's darsheni. Why did David HaMelech allow this to happen? Now I could understand why Adoniyahu doesn't even ask his father permission to become king. Because he belittled his father. He looks at his father and he sees a king, but he doesn't see anybody he looks up to. He doesn't respect his father. His father never respected him, never enough to teach him anything. Yes, Tzipi.
Wasn't Adoniyahu the son of Achinoam Yisraelit?
Chagit.
And not no, Adoniyahu was the son of Chagit, but Amnon was the son of Adoniyahu.
Ken, toda.
Your brothers. He was the fourth.
Thank you, Avshalom. Right. So we have Amnon, Avshalom, and thank you.
We have Daniel, the son from the one you like. What's her name? The Novel's wife.
Abigail.
Abigail, and then he's the fourth one. Yeah.
Yes. Nachon. So, thank you. So there's no education here. So now I can understand why a son like Adoniyahu just wants to take, because he's used to getting everything he wants. That's the kind of child Adoniyahu is. And the psukim make sure we know this. Velo atzavo aviv miyamav. He never rebuked him. David failed as a father to mechanech his son Adoniyahu, and that's why we know he decides to take the throne away. But the next half also tells us another picture about Adoniyahu. Vegam hu, Adoniyahu is also tov toar meod, ve'oto yalda achrei Avshalom. Right, the brother of Shalom. What does it mean, tov toar meod? That he looked the part, which means not only was he never rebuked, never educated properly, but we see from the Ketuvim that he also got his way with the people. Because, let's face it, all of the Malachim that we've had, starting from Shaul HaMelech, the text bothers to tell us that they were very handsome. Yefei Toar. It says that about David, Yefei Toar. Avshalom was Yefei Toar, that nobody was like him. We emphasize this about Avshalom. Here too, Adoniyahu is Yefei Toar, and usually when Tanakh tells us about Yefei Toar, it means he's also very charismatic. He sweeps people away, which means not only is he entitled, not only is arrogant, but he has the looks to be able to sweep all of Am Yisrael to follow him. So we see something here in a way that the Hanavi is saying that David is weak, and Adoniyahu, not only does he deserve to take the kingdom away from him, but he has everything that he needs. He's the oldest, he has everything he needs. But right away, the Navi tells us, wait a minute. There are two camps here. There's left, there's right, there's Likud, there's Yesh, what is the other one? Doesn't matter. There's lots of different types of miflagot. And here too, some people are not interested in Adoniyahu as a king. It says in Pasuk Zayin, Vayu devarav im Yoav ben Tzeruya. Adoniyahu, not only is he trying to take it by force, but he needs to collect people that will follow him, powerful people. So the first guy he goes to, and Tzipi, right on target here, he goes to Yoav ben Tzeruya, and he goes to Evyatar HaKohen, vayazru achrei Adoniyahu. He has these two powerful to back him up. So not only is he the oldest, not only does he have what it takes, he's very handsome, but he's got two very powerful people in his camp to allow him to take over. But not everybody agrees with this. There's another camp. V'tzadok HaKohen, uvnayahu ben Yehoyada, veNatan Hanavi, an important prophet, v'Shim'i, not Shim'i ben Gera, different Shim'i, v'Re'i v'Agiborim asher David, lo hayu im Adoniyahu. So we see from the get-go, it's not going to be easy for Adoniyahu to take over. There are two camps. Some people that believe in Adoniyahu and some people that don't. Okay? So he's got to uphill. He's got to fight for what he wants and what he deserves. But note that the Pasuk says, Natan Hanavi. Natan, we'll see, is going to play one of the most important parts in Jewish history. Not only did he play a very important part with David HaMelech and Batsheva, which we'll see, there's an echo here as well, but he plays a very, very important part to ensure that Shlomo becomes king and not Adoniyahu. But note, I just said the name Shlomo. Shlomo is not mentioned yet. That's important to note. Even in Pasuk Chet, when we see a camp that does not go with Adoniyahu, it doesn't say that they follow Shlomo. It just says they are not following Adoniyahu. And I question, why does it not say they follow Shlomo HaMelech? Shlomo. We'll see in a minute what personality Shlomo has. We don't hear about him. He's not around. Or is he around, but he prefers not to speak up. He prefers not to be seen. Is he modest? Is he interested in the kingdom? Does he even want to does he want to be king? We'll have to wait and see. Let's continue. Pasuk Tet. So what does Adoniyahu do? He sees that he doesn't have everybody, but he does have two very, very powerful people. Pasuk Tet. Vayizbach Adoniyahu tzon uvakar umri im even azochelet asher etzel en rogel. He goes to a place en rogel and he offers sacrifices to Hashem, assuming that if everybody sees that he's not only taken by force, but he's a good yid, he's offering a sacrifice to Hashem. What does he do? ויקרא את כל אחיו בני המלך, ולכל אנשי יהודה עבדי המלך. He's smart. He knows that there's a certain camp that dislikes him. Amongst them, a prophet, no less. So he needs to get royalty on his side. That's how it works. If you were a director or a screenwriter and you're writing a script for a Hollywood movie, you'd have to make sure that this guy, Adoniyahu, has all the power. So he's going to go get royalty on his side. So he goes and he tries to get all the Bnei Melachim. He tries to get Avdei David as well. If he can get them, then he has it in his pocket. Pasuk Yud. ואת נתן הנביא ובניהו ואת הגיבורים ואת שלמה אחיו לא קרא. The text, the Navi goes out of its way to tell us that there's three people that he does not call. Now, it could have said he didn't call others. It could have just skipped this altogether. But note that when the Navi and the Psukim tell us who he did not call, it's Darshani, which means these three people are going to play a very important role. One, Natan Hanavi, which we already mentioned, is important. Shlomo, very important. We'll see that very soon. And also the Giborim. Who are these Giborim? Giborei David. They're the ones who have an allegiance, loyalty towards David. Because Benayahu understands and he knows something that we don't yet. He knows there's something up with this kid Shlomo that he knows about, we don't yet, that he's very fearful for. He's scared of this other son called Shlomo. But Shlomo still doesn't even say he wants to be king. He's very passive. We don't even hear about him. And that's important. Does he want to be king? Who is Shlomo? All we know about Shlomo, that he has another name called Yedidia. We were told that back in Shmuel Bet. But otherwise, we don't really know anything about him. We just know that Adoniyahu wants to be king, and he's trying to take it by force. He's manipulating everybody he can. He's taking it by force. And now I could understand, maybe, possibly, that who was behind the Avdei David getting a pilegesh for David? Adoniyahu. Because here it says that he takes the Avdei David that are following him. Those are the same Avdei David that had the idea of finding David HaMelech a pilegesh. Because if you could find a pilegesh for the king, you make him, he's occupied, he has this pilegesh, he's having fun, he's not able to think about anything else, which would be the perfect point for Adoniyahu to go ahead and make a sivuv and become king without David even knowing. So everything is done here by manipulation. Adoniyahu knows exactly what he's doing. He's entitled, he's smart, he's good looking, he's the oldest, he deserves to become the king, at least from the text point of view. But there's a hitch. The hitch is he has to do it without letting his father know, without letting Natan Hanavi know, and without letting Shlomo know. Which means the text is giving us a hint. These three people, not only are they powerful, but they still know something that we don't know. And we're going to find out immediately right now. Pasuk Yud Aleph. When this happens, it's not a secret anymore. Everybody heard what's going on. Adoniyahu has anointed himself king. So Pasuk Yud Aleph is mind-boggling. Vayomer Natan. Natan says El Batsheva. Em Shlomo, reminding us who Batsheva is. Batsheva is the mother of Shlomo. And we also know who Batsheva is. Let's go back for those who did not do Shmuel with us. Batsheva was the wife of Uriah Hitti. Uriah Hitti was one of the Giborim of David HaMelech. When David had sent all of his warriors out to war, he sent everyone else. Uriah was in Sayeret Matkal. He was one of the Giborei David. David was a little older then. He was back in the palace. And when everyone is gone fighting, he's around and he sees Batsheva. I'm not going to go deep into the story. He sees Batsheva bathing on the gag, on one of the chatzerot, it doesn't really matter. And he wants Batsheva. Long story short, he goes, he sleeps with Batsheva, terrible, she's an Eshet Ish. We dealt with it way back when we learned Shmuel Bet. And he's got a problem. He gets rid of Uriah Hitti because Batsheva becomes pregnant. He gets rid of Uriah, basically murder, or he gets him killed, or he has somebody else kill Uriah for him. She's pregnant, but unfortunately, when Natan Hanavi rebukes David, one of the punishments is that Batsheva is going to lose her son from that pregnancy. But David is a mensch. After everything that he went through, he repents fully. We're not going to go into the story. He repents, and then he lives up to his word to Batsheva. Even though she loses a son, he takes her as a wife, and he has another son with her, and we're told that he's called Yedidyah, which is Shlomo. But interesting, right after that, we don't hear about Batsheva again. For the reminder of Shmuel Bet, after the Maaseh of David and Batsheva, we don't hear Batsheva anymore. Why? One of the things we came up with was because Batsheva just reminds him always of his terrible sin. No matter how you look at it, every time he looks at Batsheva, he sees his sin, but he also sees Batsheva as a poor girl who he ruined her life. David got Batsheva's husband killed. For all we know, they were lovers. They loved each other with romance and everything. He got Uriah killed. He feels for Batsheva. He can't sleep with her again because he cannot come and be with her because she reminds him of a terrible sin. That's why we don't mention Batsheva ever again until now. Why now? Because she had this other son, Yedidyah, named Shlomo. And very soon, the text is going to tell us that there was an oath, a shvuah, that was given. What shvuah? That Shlomo will be the king. Now, I searched all Tanakh, and I couldn't find anywhere where there is a shvuah that Shlomo is going to be king. It doesn't say that anywhere. But sure enough, let's read Pasuk Yud Aleph together. When he hears about Adoniyahu, Vayomer Natan el Batsheva em Shlomo, Lemor, Halo shamat, ki malach Adoniyahu ben Chagit. Did you hear? Adoniyahu anointed himself king. Va'adonenu David lo yada, and David doesn't know. What could possibly be the reason? It's because Adoniyahu made sure that David doesn't know. Maybe that's why he wanted him to be occupied with the Pilegesh. Maybe that's why he had this spy put into the castle, in Armon David, to ensure that every time he wants to look out of the window, she comes by, oh, poor man, let me help you out, let me give you some food. Avishag Hashunamit plays an important role here. Now, David doesn't sleep with her, but yet she's still around him, maybe as a spy. Why am I saying this? Because in perek Bet, when we know the end of the story is that Shlomo becomes king. When Shlomo becomes king, you know what Adoniyahu asks of Shlomo after David HaMelech dies? He says, oh, by the way, I would like Avishag Hashunamit to be my Pilegesh, says Adoniyahu. Which means they know each other. So maybe Adoniyahu had Avishag Hashunamit as his spy in the Armon to make sure David doesn't know what's going on. And sure enough, he doesn't know what's going on. That's why Natan says, David doesn't know. We got to get in. We got to get in to tell him, because if we don't, it's going to be too late. Too late for what, you ask? Too late to anoint Shlomo as king. Why? Because there's a shvuah. Let's continue. Perek, Pasuk Yud Bet. Ve'ata, says Natan. We have to devise a plan to rattle the cage. We got to devise a plan to get David back on our side. Pasuk Yud Bet. Ve'ata lechi iyatzech na eitza. I have an idea, a plan for you. Umalti et nafshech ve'et nefesh bnech Shlomo. Oh my gosh. You're in danger. Natan says, Batsheva, you and your son Shlomo, you're in danger. Your life is in danger. Now, what could possibly be the reason why Batsheva and her son Shlomo is in danger? The only answer I could come up with is because Shlomo is a threat to Adoniyahu. As long as Shlomo is alive, Adoniyahu's kingdom is not foolproof. So, therefore, Natan says, the second Adoniyahu becomes king, he's going to wipe him out, wipe you and your entire family out. Because if he doesn't, he will always have you to remind him that he doesn't deserve to be king, because Shlomo is supposed to be king. So Natan quickly devises a plan, not only so that Shlomo could be king, but also to save Shlomo and his mother's life. Umalti nafshech ve'et nefesh b'nech Shlomo. By the way, has anybody thought of that story that we're thinking about that exists in Tanakh that these psukim remind us about? Soon. I'll bring this story very soon. There's a story in Tanakh that is almost exactly this story. If you didn't guess it yet, you'll guess it very soon. Pasuk Yud Gimel. So what does Natan say? Look, this is what we're going to do to save you, to save your son, and to also ensure that Shlomo becomes king. Like I said, this is a great movie. Lechi, Natan says, go, boi el HaMelech David, go to David HaMelech. Ve'amart elav, and tell him, Halo ata Adoni HaMelech nishba'ata la'amatcha. You swore, you promised me, David. Lemor ki Shlomo bnech yimloch acharai v'hu yeshev al kisi. Natan tells Batsheva, go to David and tell him that you promised that Shlomo will be king and not Adoniyahu. And then ask him, Madua malach Adoniyahu. Why is it that Adoniyahu is king? So the psychological approaches here is that you can't blame David because maybe David doesn't really know. So you have to use words properly. Meaning, don't say, you didn't fulfill your promise, but rather just remember your promise. Why is Adoniyahu king? Give him an out. Let David have an out to be able to anoint you, Shlomo, as king. Then he says, while you're speaking to David, Hine odech medaberet, pasuk Yudaled, im HaMelech, ve'ani avo acharayich umileti et dvarach. I will come, support you as a Navi to enforce that Shlomo becomes king. Pretty amazing. Now let's talk about this other story, this backtrack story that is here. Did anybody guess what story we're talking about here? Anybody? You could unmute yourself and let us all know. What story am I talking about? I'll tell you. Okay? Queen Esther. Have you heard of Queen Esther? Heard of Queen Esther? Well, let me read a couple of psukim here that might jog your memory. In pasuk Yud Bet, it says in the second half of the pasuk Yud Bet, it says, Umalti et nafshech ve'et nefesh bnech. I'm going to read Esther. Perek Dalid, pasuk Yud Gimel. Vayomer Mordechai le'ashiv el Esther al tedami benafshech lehimalet Beit HaMelech. Umalti, same words. Also, don't forget, there's an echo here. Maybe not exactly the same story, but remember I told you that when they were looking for a Pilegesh, they were looking for the most beautiful woman in all the kingdom? That happened with Esther too. They looked for the most beautiful woman in all the kingdom of Achashverosh. So we have similarities. And also, we also know that in Esther, if it weren't for Esther, Haman would have become second in command and wipe out all the Jews. There's a clue, a remez here, a hint that if we allow Adoniyahu to become king, the Jewish nation is in jeopardy. Am Yisrael is in jeopardy. Am Yisrael might not survive Adoniyahu's kingdom. So that is why Natan Hanavi devises this plan, because if it weren't for Natan Hanavi, and if Adoniyahu would have become king, similar to what happened in Queen Esther's Tkufa era, he wouldn't have survived. Pretty amazing. So what happens? How does David HaMelech, who's weak, who has a Pilegesh around him, trying to seduce him, a spy of Adoniyahu. He's got it all planned out, all mapped out. But we have to make sure that he doesn't succeed in his plan. The same way we had to make sure that Haman doesn't succeed in his plan. And that is why also here, think of the movie, as I mentioned. Natan says to Batsheva, go to the palace, go into David's palace and let him know, which is very similar to Esther and Achashverosh. She was told to go to Achashverosh's palace, go into him and convince him, etc. So we see a very, very similar story, obviously different details, but the idea is clear. We must ensure that Adoniyahu doesn't succeed in becoming king and that Shlomo succeeds. And that is why it is important for Natan to devise this plan. And he says, I will help you. I am a Navi. I will come right afterwards in order to convince David that Shlomo needs to be king. Pasuk Tetvav. Vatavo Batsheva el HaMelech. Okay, so she does as she's told, just like Esther did. Vatavo Batsheva el HaMelech achadra. Right? V'hamelech zaken me'od. So there's suspense here. What is David going to do? He's old. Is he with it? Is he not with it? Is she going to succeed? We have the Jewish nations, on the perek here. And then the pasuk makes sure Avishag Hashunamit mesharat et hamelech. Adoniyahu's spy is right there, right in front of Batsheva. How is she going to be able to get her out to convince David about what's going on? Adoniyahu's spy is right there. So what does she do? Just like Esther. Pasuk Tetzain, Batikod Batsheva Batishtachu LaMelech. Just like Esther. She goes and bows down to him to show him kavod. Because, don't forget, just like in Megillat Esther, you remember in Megillat Esther, Esther says to Mordechai, but why is Achashverosh going to even look at me? He hasn't seen me in ages. I just told you. David hasn't seen Batsheva in ages. Ever since Yedidia, Shlomo was born in Shmuel Bet, there's no evidence that David even had anything to do with Batsheva. So much so that they had to get a pilegesh for him because he's all cold at night, because there's no women by him. So obviously, Batsheva has to dress the part, look beautiful again, bow down to him, just like Esther did, to get his attention. But Avishag is there. What do we do? Second half of Pasuk Tetzain. Yomer HaMelech Malach. Do you remember what Achashverosh said to Esther? Malach Esther. But there, unlike in Esther, it says Ad Chatzia Malchut. So what are we hoping David will give Batsheva? Not Chetzi Malchut, but Kol HaMalchut. Not Chetzi, Kol HaMalchut. So Batsheva jumps right in. Vatomer lo, Adoni, Ata nishbata ba'Adonai Elohecha la'amatecha ki Shlomo v'nech yimloch achara. You promised, you swore in the name of Hashem. She's bringing Hashem into it to remind David, if he's weak and if he's taken in by this spy, by this Avishag, if she mentions Hashem's name, maybe jog his memory, bring him out of his zikna and remind him. Vehu yeshev al kisi. You promised, Shlomo, why is Adoniyahu, Pasuk Yudchet, ve'ata, hine Adoniyahu malach. Adoniyahu is king. How could that be? You promised. Ve'ata, Adoniyahu melech, lo yadata. You didn't know. I feel bad for you, David. I know you're a man of your word. I know that you're going to fulfill your promise. So tell me, why is Adoniyahu king? We must act quickly, swiftly. But also, don't forget, the spy is right there. Batsheva needs David to come to the conclusions himself. Because if she just comes out right with it, then Avishag might change his mind for him. But if David gets there himself, then Avishag has no power over him. Pasuk Yud Tet. Vayizbach shor omri v'tzon larov. Look what Adoniyahu did. He did everything. Vayikra lechol bnei hamelech, and he even called all the royalty bnei hamelech. Uleviatar HaKohen, he's got religiosity on his side. Uliyoav, Sartva, he's going to have the most powerful soldier in the kingdom. ויקרא לכל בני המלך ולאביתר הכהן וליואב שר הצבא ולשלמה עבדך לא קרא. And he didn't even call Shlomo because even Adoniyahu knows that Shlomo is supposed to be king. So now we have it. Beresh Gale, Shlomo is supposed to be king, and she says it in front of Avishag Hashunamit. Then she says, Pasuk Kaf, very important, Ve'ata Adoniyahu melech einei Kol Yisrael alecha. You might be old, you might be very old, but everybody is looking towards you, king. We need to know. להגיד להם, מי ישב על כיסאי? Adoniyahu melech acharav. Who is going to sit on the throne? Is it Adoniyahu, who didn't even ask your permission, who took it, who's already putting himself out there, or Shlomo, which Hashem and you made an oath? פסוק כ"א, והיה כשכב אדוניהו המלך עם אבותיו, והייתי אני ובני שלמה חטאים. Batsheva is very smart. She's reminding him with the word chataim. What is she reminding David? You owe me. You owe me. I deserve more from you. You ruined my life with Uriah. You made a mockery of me when you got me pregnant as an Eshet Ish. I don't want to be a chotet anymore. Now, of course, we can see it also on the flip side, where Parshanim also explain, what does it mean, ani uvni shlomo chataim? Politically, meaning if you don't do something now, like we saw in the other pasuk, you don't do something now, politically, we're dead, because Adoniyahu is going to try to end our lives, because we're going to always be a threat to him. So therefore, David, you must act. And as promised, Natan Hanavi fulfills his promise, Act 2. The next scene comes. You know, the horns coming in and the violins are coming in. Everybody's preparing to what's to happen. Vehine, pasuk kaf bet. Vehine odena medaberet im hamelech veNatan Hanavi ba. The Navi comes. The same Navi that rebuked David the first time when he sinned with Batsheva. The same Navi to remind David how much he must fulfill his promise. You remember the last time Natan Hanavi came in to see David, it was with Mashal Kifsat Harash. And David's response was, when he says, Ata ish, you sinned, David's response is, yes, I sinned. Ani chatati. And that is why Batsheva reminds him, chataim, to jog his memory, so that he does not forget, and he fulfills his promise. פסוק כ"ג, ויגידו למלך לאמור, הנה נתן הנביא, ויבוא לפני המלך, וישתחו למלך על פניו ארצה. פסוק כ"ד, he comes in, and now this is the most important role that Natan Hanavi is going to have in Melachim I here. Kind of like, you know how actors have to give their monologue to see if they're going to be chosen for the part. Right? So this is it. This is his part. ויאמר נתן, אדוני המלך, אתה אמרת אדוניהו ימלוך אחריי, והוא ישב על כיסאי. With a question mark, did you really say that Adoniyahu is going to be the king? It can't be. Impossible. Don't forget, Natan is a Navi. And the Navi knows exactly how to use his words. פסוק כ"ה, כי ירד היום, ויזבח שור עמרי וצאן לרוב, ויקרא לכל בני המלך ולשרי הצבא ולאביתר הכהן. והינם אוכלים ושותים לפניו. There's a Suda. They're all out there getting ready to anoint him as king. And they're even saying, ויאמרו יחי המלך אדוניהו. It can't be, David, that you're letting this happen right under your nose. You're king. You are Melech Israel. Ata David Melech Israel. You got to do something. Because veli, ani avdecha uletzadok hakohen ulebenayahu ben Yoedah veli Shlomo avdecha. He's putting Shlomo in the same sentence as a Navi. Lo kara, he did not even call us because he knows he's doing something wrong. Now, King David, do you want that same child that you never educated properly? Now, we didn't go into this, but we did back in Shmuel. One of the reasons why David didn't mechanech his son properly is because of the shame he had after he did Chet Batsheva and Uriah Hittite and everything that happened with Avshalom. So now Natan is saying, now is your chance to redeem yourself. Now is your chance to mechanech your kids. Now is your chance to take a stand. You might be a melech zaken, but I don't want you to be a zaken old and weak. I want you to be a zaken the way the Gemara sees what a zaken is. What is a zaken when the Gemara says zaken? A cup. Zaken means a Talmid Chacham. Zaken means somebody who's wise, who has wisdom. That's the kind of Zaken I want you to be now. Maybe David was that all along. Maybe that's why he didn't fall for the Pilegesh that the Avadim wanted. Maybe all along he actually knew what was going on all along. You can't fool David. Don't forget, David is very, very, very clever. He's got a lot of experience. Way back in Shaul, way back with Avner ben Ner, Yoav, Naval HaKarmi, he's got a lot of that under his belt. So therefore, Pasuk Kafchet, don't worry, I'm not old, says David. Shivim shnotai kechazakim hem. Pasuk Kafchet, Vayan HaMelech David, Vayomer, Kiruni leVatsheva, bring her back in. Vatavo lifnai HaMelech, Vatamod lifnei HaMelech. Twice, this is my own perush. Twice the word melech is mentioned in the pasuk, Kafchet. Vatavo lifnei HaMelech, Vatamod lifnei HaMelech. My perush is, unlike with Esther, ad chatzia malchut, we have both sides. I'm giving you the full melucha. It's my perush. And then pasuk kaftet, vayishava hamelech vayomar, chai Hashem asher pada et nafshi mikol tzara. This is my atonement. This is my tikkun for everything that I've done. Pada nafshi, I'm going to give my soul back to Hashem, doing the right thing. Ki kaasher, pasuk lamed, ki kaasher nishbati lach, ba'Adonai Elohei Yisrael le'mor, ki Shlomo v'nech yimloch acharai, vehu yeshev al kisi tachtai, ki ken e'eseh hayom hazeh. Chotemet. Let's go back to Achashverosh and Esther. What does he have on? He has the tabat. He says it here also. He uses his tabat. He gives a gushpanka. Ken e'eseh hayom. He will be king. Pasuk Lamed Aleph is our last pasuk for the day. Vatikod Batsheva apayim eretz vatishtachu lamelech. Vatomer yechi Adoni HaMelech David leolam. You are alive, you are well, you are kicking, you are all here. Adoniyahu failed. Avishag failed. Avdei David failed. Yoav ben Tzuriah failed. David HaMelech succeeds again with the help of Natan Hanavi. We're back in business. And at this point, Jewish history changes letova. Forget what you know in the rest of Melachim. Right now, we're in the beginning of the movie. You never saw this movie. Right now, we did a big tikkun. Adoniyahu will not be king. Instead, we have a promise that Shlomo Yedidiyah will be Melech Yisrael. And with this note, we will end our perek, we will end our class today, and pick up from here, Be'ezrat Hashem, next week.
Thank you very much.
I loved it.
you.
Absolutely wonderful.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.